Hello and Happy New Year. I'm inside the Richardson Performance Hall on Del Mar College East Campus. This facility provides entertainment production and guest services for the college and performing arts organizations. Another of the many impressive places you'll find at Del Mar now. I'm Amy Mintz, Associate Professor of Child Development Early Childhood at Del Mar College. Assistant Professor of Journalism Robert Muilenburg is here. He'll tell us about the student-produced newspaper, The Foghorn. We'll also meet the auditorium manager of the Richardson Performance Hall. Shaun Meredith will explain about this great facility. Berecka, who's a reference librarian and professor of learning resources, is here as well. He'll tell us about the poetry open mic sessions at the college. We've got a great show planned for you. Don't go away. This is Del Mar Now. Our first guest is an assistant professor of journalism at Del Mar College and advisor for the student-produced newspaper, The Foghorn. He holds a bachelor's degree from A&M University Commerce and a master's degree from Murray State University. Please welcome to Del Mar Now, Robert Muilenburg. Hi, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for bringing me in.
Tell us about The Foghorn. What kind of stories does The Foghorn cover?
Traditionally, what we try and do is keep everything really based around campus. What I like to tell my students is essentially this is your community, let's cover your community. So we start locally and we might branch out. If we cover regional, regional or national stories, what we try to do is say, okay, let's bring them in and localize them and really kind of see how each one of these stories affects students. And not just the students, because our best readership usually does come from the staff and from faculty. Mm-hmm. So how it affects people on the campus and people at the school. So
that makes sense, yeah, definitely. Any stories stand out in your head that the Foghorn has produced?
They've produced quite a few. One I've always been most proud of, it's been about a year since they've done it. We had a student who did a story about juror PTSD. And it was a subject that people hadn't really talked about as much. And then when it comes to these really kind of more challenging trials that happen that people, everyday citizens have to go sit through and be witness to some of the, some really traumatic or really unfortunate content, then how do they cope with that? So the student had gone and covered many of she talked to judges, jurors, and other outside organizations that deal with that, and so it's stories like that when a student really decides they're going to sink their teeth into something and really kind of follow it through. Also, when it comes to covering anything on campus, the most popular are always those feature stories. We had a non-traditional student, I believe he was 85 years old, just finished one of the machinist programs, so we had a student run over and did a story on them. And we always hope that people on campus are willing to give us a call and let us know whenever they have something that we might be able to find engaging or interesting and be able to share that with the community. Do you rely heavily on a lot of the support from the campus community to give you these stories? Absolutely, yeah. We're always hoping that people be willing to give us a call, let us know when something's going on or if there's a subject. But yes, I mean, there have been students, teachers, faculty, staff who have been willing to either bring an interesting subject to our attention, and sometimes it's something we can follow up on, sometimes that we can't, and it's not that we ever decide that it's unworthy of our time, but it really is when you're dealing with a volunteer staff predominantly. You're really kind of relying on and trying to work within the parameters you have. So, but yes, it's very important to us in a lot of ways. Okay. Do you have to be a journalism student to work at the Foghorn as a journalist or a photographer? No, not at all. To work on the staff, you just have to be wanting to write and be willing to be edited. Yeah, I think a lot of people think, I want to write and I want to put it in print, and so here I am gifting you with this magic. It really is. Now, the Foghorn itself is a student-edited magazine, so it's student-run, student-edited. So Scott Beckett, who's the assistant professor or assistant advisor at the Foghorn in the lab, and myself, we recommend. We don't mandate what they put in. It really is driven by students. We do highly recommend sometimes. So there's definitely times where we strongly suggest that they need to kind of either pull it back or find some more sources or really be sure about what they're saying first. But it's edited by the students, and so we put a lot of faith in their ability, and we haven't been burned by that. And we've been so fortunate to have just really focused, dedicated students who can write, who can produce, who can, really put out the content that we've been so proud of.
Well, it sounds like they're doing great. They've won some awards recently. Can you tell us a little bit about these awards?
There's about 3 that really stand out right now. Last year in the spring conference, not last year, I guess it would have been in the spring of 14, we finished 3rd at the CMA conference, which is College Media Advisors in New York. Out of all the community college newspapers in the country, we finished in 3rd place, and that was the first for us, so it was quite exciting. This year we finished 4th. We took a step back, but I mean still we hadn't, so I tell everybody we finished in the top 5 twice, so however.
There you go.
Yeah. Or I guess I should say top 4. And then we won for the first time ever the Pinnacle Award for Student Literary Magazine. It's for 2-year magazines throughout the country, so this is not a state award. And it was for the Siren that was produced in spring of 14, and it was just really exciting for us. It's an extraordinary piece. We worked really well with Sarah Kaplan's creative writing class, and she supplied a lot of the content for us to put in there for the creative writing, but the magazine has poetry, short stories, photo essays, long-form news feature type stories. It's a collection, but it's really based on a literary idea.
So the Foghorn Siren, kind of 2 different publications. They sound amazing though.
Yeah, it really is, and it gives the students this opportunity to produce their work on these 2 different formats, because it's really so much nicer to see your work sometimes. Newsprint is great, but it's flimsy and it's not good paper traditionally, where a magazine has much greater shelf life. It really does look good, the glossy, slick printing, and it puts the onus on them to really produce that really strong visual work as well.
Good points. Well, can someone, what they want to find out more information about the Foghorn, who should they contact?
Well, they can contact myself, Robert Muilenburg, and my office number is 698-1939. We're in the Harvin Center on the 2nd floor. They can stop up room 215. They can stop up anytime. And there's also Scott Beckett, who works in the same office. He works in the lab, so if they'd like to give us a call at any time, they can stop by. They can email editor@delmar.edu. They can edit that, send us something at any point. And we'd certainly, hopefully get on top of that now. I always preach patience to people because it is, a lot of students, and sometimes we just miss some things, but we'll do our best, and they do a good job of covering this campus, and really we have one of the best publications in the nation, and that's we always like to say that, but when you have the awards to back up that, it feels really good. So I think the students have a lot of pride in what they do. So and they do extremely good work, and like I say, we're volunteer. A lot of kids are up there till 1 o'clock in the morning producing a newspaper, and then they have to go to work the next day. They have kids, they have school, everything else. So, it's a great group of students we have.
Passion, sounds like.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for chatting with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Next, we'll meet the auditorium manager for the Del Mar College Richardson Performance Hall. Later, we'll talk with one of the college reference librarians about the poetry open mics. Don't go away.
Dreaming of success? Make it a reality. At delmar.edu. Del Mar College. Dreams delivered.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
Catch the Viking spirit. Nationally recognized and locally focused, Del Mar College has been delivering dreams for over 75 years. If Del Mar College has touched your life, join the Vikings Alumni Association and help others achieve their dreams. Stay connected. Support scholarships. Explore the Viking Career Network. Join online today at delmar.edu/alumni for as little as $10 and get a free t-shirt. Show your Viking pride.
Our next guest is the auditorium manager for Richardson Performance Hall at Del Mar College. He holds a bachelor's degree from the University of Maine and received a master's of fine arts degree from the California Institute of Arts. Please welcome Shaun Meredith. Hi, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me here.
Yes, definitely. The Richardson Performance Hall, we were just talking about this, and it's been around for a little bit. So about how many performances take place in the Performance Hall throughout a year?
We average about 75 events scheduled per year, and that equates to 37,000 guest attendance each year coming to support student activities that are showcased in our facility.
So it is busy.
Very busy, very busy.
If someone were to attend the Richardson Performance Hall, what kind of performances would they see there?
They would see everything from dance and drama, music ensembles, conferences. We do all types of events at the Richardson Performance Hall.
Which ones seem to be the most popular?
Dance.
Really?
Dance seems to be the number one. We do a lot of the area high school drill teams and dance recitals for the area ISDs.
And they just bring in a good crowd.
Yes,
That's good to hear.
They certainly do.
What's scheduled for the Richardson Performance Hall for this upcoming spring semester?
Well, we have a lot of area community agencies like the CCPD Academy graduation with the police department is coming in for a graduation ceremony. We also have some conferences with the ISD, with the collegiate high schools and some of the area high schools. And we also have the dance ensemble coming back to us from the kinesiology department. And the wind ensemble, jazz ensemble, and the percussion ensemble are coming back along with the choir finale in spring, so we're looking forward to that. And then, of course, other area graduations. And we're still getting calls to book. So if there's an opening, we're slotting them in.
Okay, right. So you really partner with the community, not just the campus. And
That's correct.
You are booking right now. So if
Yes.
someone would like to schedule something at the Richardson Performance Hall, who would they contact?
They would contact me, Shaun
Okay.
Meredith, at 361-698-2228. And they can look online as well at richardson.delmar.edu for more information.
Okay, does they have the schedule online?
The
of what's
schedule's right there.
Okay.
My contact information is there if they're looking for an event or if they want to book an event. We also do events like graduations. We do things in our lobby such as dinners and appreciation parties for groups. So if people want to do an appreciation party, we've actually done those before. So we do a myriad of different events. It's not just straight up music or a conference. We also do other customized events for folks. So
Okay, that's good to know. And is there a cost associated with booking?
there
the
are
Richardson?
associated costs with renting the facility for the community, but we do provide access to our community partners. And for student organizations, for instance, they get use of it for free. So recently, for instance, we had a gamers guild and we did a gaming tournament. And we did that in the Richardson. It was very successful and they had a wonderful time.
What a unique idea,
Yeah.
actually.
But for instance, another program that we do tonight, we're having the pinning ceremony, and that is a student organization. It's not a administrative function here at the college. It's actually a student-run organization for the pinning ceremony, and that's a student organization.
Okay, and so those don't have any cost for the
No
students to
cost,
use,
no
but they still
cost.
need to schedule through you.
Correct. That's correct.
Do you have a most memorable person who's used the Performance Hall?
There are
Saul.
so many. I could not pick just one. There are just a number of them. But the one that stands out the most is working with the dance ensemble at Del Mar with Shawnee Jones-Bonnet. It's a collaborative team effort. We work together on the production, and she and Dr. Judy Phillips, we all kind of have a hand in it. And it's a creative outlet for me. I don't always get an opportunity to do what I like, which is lighting design. And working with her, I get to be part of a collaborative team, get to tell a story through dance. And what's wonderful about it is watching it come to fruition with those students and with an audience. And at the end of the day, you know you got something done. It was challenging. The community enjoyed it. The students were involved. And you look forward to the next one.
Yeah, definitely. And those are the most
That's the most
like?
memorable and that I enjoy.
Okay. Are some events harder to set up for than other events?
Some are more complicated, that's correct. Some are very easy and simple, and people think, oh, we just show up and turn on the mics and everything's ready to go. But there's others. If you're doing a dance show, you're doing cueing, you're doing lighting, you're cueing the music, or if it's a play, like over at Finley Theater, you've got cues that you're having to set up. The more complicated events with more people and more attendees, of course, there's more staffing and more involved. So we do all types of events, large and small, and we customize each one to each one of our clients.
It's good to know about. Well, thank you for chatting with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
We're taking a short break, but the students in the radio and television program are next with a Del Mar Now update. After that, we'll meet Alan Berecka. He'll be with us to tell us about the poetry open mics. Stay with us.
Plan your next event at Del Mar College's Richardson Performance Hall. Our facility accommodates conferences, concerts, religious events, and private parties. We have 3 lounges, balcony elevators, and a convenient drive-up drop-off. For productions, Richardson Performance Hall has more than 1,700 seats and is outfitted with staging, rigging, lighting, and sound capabilities, plus many patron and performer amenities. Book your next event at Richardson Performance Hall. We create dreams, one event at a time. For more information, call 361-698-2228.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Go from I dream to I am at delmar.edu. Del Mar College. Dreams delivered.
Welcome to Del Mar Now Update. I'm Heather Wahardo. Del Mar College Literary Magazine has won first place in national competition, The Siren. In competition with another national finalist, was chosen as the winner for the College Media Association's Pinnacle Award. Assistant Professor of Journalism Robert Muilenburg says the Pinnacle Award goes to the best literary magazine produced by a 2-year school. Muilenburg noted this was the first time The Siren was up for such an award. The Siren has been produced since 1996. The fall 2013 issue was submitted for the competition. English faculty member Sarah Kaplan's creative writing class provided short stories and poetry. Former Del Mar student Betty Alvarado was the editor, and she received an honorable mention for the best magazine spread. 3 Del Mar students attended the National College Media Convention in Philadelphia earlier this semester. The student newspaper, The Foghorn, placed 4th for Best in Show. Registration is underway for the spring semester at Del Mar College. Students may register in office with academic departments through December 17th. Students with over 24 hours may register online without seeing an advisor, but are still encouraged to meet with an advisor. Registration information is available on the college's website. The admissions process and other important information is available. Payment for the spring semester is due January 5th, and classes begin January 20th. Ground has been broken for a new training facility on Del Mar College's West Campus. The Process and Instrumentation Technology Pilot Plant is a working model of distillation unit. Such units are commonly used at local refineries and petrochemical plants. The training facility will include a 32-foot tower as well as all the associated instrumentation. Construction is to be complete in spring 2015. Students will experience what it's like to work in a refinery setting with hands-on training. Del Mar's Vice President of Workforce Development and Strategic Initiatives, Lenora Keys, says the plant addresses a growing need for skilled technicians in the coastal bend. The website's practicalnursing.org says that Del Mar College's licensed vocational nurse program is one of Texas' best. Lauding the 100% passing rate, the online site says the program is the state's 7th best and the best in South Texas. Approximately 7 to 10 students graduate from the LVN program annually. Chair of the Nursing Education Department at Del Mar College, Dr. Evangeline De Leon, says the small number is due to the program's uniqueness. Students can transfer easily from the 3-semester LVN program to the 4-semester RN program. About 120 students graduate each year from the registered nurse program. Job growth is projected to grow 9% in the Coastal Bend for LVNs and 7% for RNs. The average starting salary ranges from $43,000 to $67,000. For more information on the programs, go online to delmar.edu/RN. A 2-year multi-million-dollar grant has been provided to assist individuals to gain a GED certificate. The U.S. Census Bureau estimates that nearly 52,000 Nueces County residents over the age of 18 have not finished high school. That number increases to over 92,000 for the 12-county Coastal Bend region. The Texas Workforce Commission Adult Education and Literacy Grant, which is nearly $3.5 million, will help fund Del Mar College's GED program. Approximately 3,000 people will be assigned in gaining a GED education. Del Mar's GED instruction program is the largest provider of adult education services in Nueces County. Statistics show that someone with less than a high school diploma earns an average income of about $18,000 per year. That income rises to $26,000 with a high school diploma or GED certificate. Individuals with some college have the median income rise to nearly $33,000. For more information about Del Mar College's GED program, go online to www.delmar.edu/GED. Several students have been selected to the Texas 2-year college All-State Choir. 8 Del Mar College students were selected after recent additions that also included Victoria College and Austin Community College. The All-State Choir will participate in the annual Texas Music Educators Association Convention in February. About 200 students from across the state will attend 3 days of rehearsals with a final concert showcasing their talents. Representing Del Mar College are Joshua Adams, Florenzo Cortez, Steven Garcia, Gabriela Hernandez, Melody Morales, Christopher Rodriguez, Sarah Silva, and Andrea Tovar. Del Mar College's concert choir is primary choral ensemble for vocal music majors. The choir is open to students from any other field of study. That's this edition of Del Mar Now Update. I'm Heather Guajardo. Stay tuned for more Del Mar Now.
Don't just dream it. Do it. At delmar.edu. Del Mar College. Dreams delivered.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
For more information about Del Mar Now, log on to www.delmar.edu/now. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions to help us improve Del Mar Now, send an email to now@delmar.edu.
Our final guest is a reference librarian and a professor of learning resources with Del Mar College. He holds a Bachelor's of Arts degree from the University of Dallas, a Master's of Arts degree from the University of North Texas, and a Master's of Library Science degree from Texas Women's University. Please welcome back to Del Mar Now, Alan Berecka. Hi. We're talking about the open mic night. So when and where are open mic nights being held?
Well, they've been on a variety of Wednesday nights, once a month, on the fifth floor of the White Library. We try to do it the third Wednesday of every month, but like in December, we were closed after December 10th, so it had to be December 10th. And when we come back in January, instead of being the third Wednesday, it'll be January 28th.
Okay. So if the schedule ever changes, can someone find out about that online, or how would they find out more about that?
I think at the library homepage we actually have information up about the open mics as soon as we flip to the next one.
Okay.
So the dates will be there.
Okay, good to know. Tell us about how this event works.
Well, the deal is people come. We have a feature, somebody who's from around the Corpus Christi area. We've had Paul McCann, who's an English professor at Del Mar. We've had Juan Manuel Perez, who is a local poet, but he's well established throughout the state. And another local poet, Jim Miller, have been our features so far. And they read for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then anybody who's in the audience can get up and read for 5 minutes of their own poetry. And then when we run out of people doing that, the feature comes back and reads a couple more poems, and we go home happy.
Okay, so someone could just jump up there and start reading, but it does need to be their own poetry.
Yeah, well, not necessarily.
Okay.
We've had people come and read their favorite poem by Emily Dickinson. So it doesn't have to be their own poem, but seems like that's what most people want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is allowed to come read their poetry?
Anyone. Anyone, yeah. There's no restrictions. People from the community, students, people from faculty, staff, people from TAMU-CC. Anyone who is brave enough to stand up behind that microphone is welcome to come and read their work.
And if someone's not brave enough, can they come and just sit and listen to the audience?
Certainly, yeah. We've had a lot of people do that. And we've had quite a bit of, I think, extra credit given out for people in the audience who didn't get up and read. But every event's been a lot of fun, so it's cool.
Why is there a featured poet at the readings?
Well,
is that a big draw?
A little bit of a draw, for two reasons. One, it's nice for a beginning poet, like a student, to be able to hear somebody who has spent a lot of years and invested a lot of years in their craft. And so you get an idea where you are in respect to where you want to end up. And there's not that, the other thing is for the featured poet, there's not a lot of places in Corpus to read. And so like Paul McCann had just had a book come out. So it was a time where he could come and people could buy his book, and Jim Miller had a book come out, and Juan had his book just come out. So it gives them a place to share their work, and also gives them a chance to sell a few books if the folks in the audience want to.
Okay. Does the Poetry Mic Night ever have theme nights where it's like winter nights poetry?
There's another open mic series in town, and that's over at TAMU-CC, run by Robin Karsten. And her series does have themes. Okay. And so far, I think there's been one or two of those. But we've stayed away from themes because somebody might just only have 2 poems, and they might not be the right theme, and we don't want those
to
people
be excluding,
to,
right?
We want all comers.
Oh, well, that's a good idea. If someone wanted to know more information about open mic nights and other poetry events, who could they call?
They're welcome to call me, and I'm either at 698-1311, which is the reference desk on the 2nd floor of the library on the East Campus. My office telephone number, and I'm not very often in my office, is 698-1933. And you can also email me at Berecka@delmar.edu.
Okay, well, thanks for chatting with us today about this.
Well, thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Remember, if you have questions or comments about Del Mar Now, send an email to now@delmar.edu. We'll be back in February with an all-new show. We hope you'll join us. Until then, I'm Amy Mintz for Del Mar Now. Thanks for watching.